No founder, no doctrine, no rules, commandments, or moral code. No karmic principle of cause and effect. No idols. No concept of sin and salvation in the Christian sense. And most importantly, no organization. So why people call it a religion or philosophy? Hi everyone, I'm Irene and today I take you on a journey into Shinto. Literally the way of gods. It's Japan's oldest belief and one of its most fascinating aspects, in my opinion. With so many schools and sects today, we are focusing in particular on Yamahage Shinto, which is the direct heir of the original Shinto. This video is gonna be a little bit longer than usual, so grab a drink and get comfy. As usual, you can find the chapter in the description down below so you can skip directly to the part that you're interested in. One more thing, stick around if you're a newbie or if you are already familiar with this topic. I'll throw some cool facts around the screen during the whole video. If you have questions or you want to add something, just write in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinion because it's a subject that I've been into for a while. It got me thinking a lot about, like, every time I visit a shrine in Japan, I feel extremely well, at least in most of the cases. But anyway, let's stop the waste time and jump in. What is it? What does it have? In one sentence, you could say that Shinto is a path for living in harmony with ourselves, with the world, and with the forces around us, aka the kami, which we will get into in a second. Shinto is incredible. It got over 3,000 years of history and started as a collection of practices and beliefs passed down orally. Over time, it evolved in a sort of different ways through many sects. Yet, all these schools never lost that deep connection to nature and the spiritual world. It's maybe the only belief system that managed to blend the sacred and the everyday so seamlessly. It doesn't try to explain how the world works, but instead aims to inspire people to live fully by following the virtues of the kami. And it's not just about ceremonies, meditation or prayers. Shinto also has its own mythos of divination and traditional medicine. It's really an all-encompassing system that touches all those areas. Spiritual gifts. One of the things that I love most is that Shinto just assumes that some people have gifts, like distance healing, clairvoyance, recognitions, and so on. Mystical phenomena are just part of the world, end of the story. In fact, it encourages to reconnect with yourself and with your highest nature. The idea is that while growing, we develop positive qualities or even psychic gifts. Honestly, the more I discover this aspect, then the more I feel at home. First of all, because it acknowledges that the spiritual journey is a personal journey, unique for everyone. There are practices that you can follow, but there is not a one solution fits all. Second, why it accepts that some people may have specific energetic qualities, unique sensitivities. It doesn't immediately pile on fear or bring on some dark and creepy force. Obviously, there's still a part that says, be careful, don't mess around certain things. But do you know how different it is when someone tells you that your perceptions are normal and might actually help you to manage them? Or they tell you that's a fault of he who must not be named. Imagine how different your life and your mental health can be if you can explore this nature, these gifts with awareness, and learn how to use them for good, rather than repressing them and pretend they don't exist. Yeah. And but if you're still there, some of you know exactly what I mean here. But let's move on before I get too personal. Humans, kami, and multidimensions. In Shinto, they say there are 8 million of kami. Let's clear up this right away. It's not like there are exactly 8 million beings registered at the superior entity register. People don't really talk about that, but 8 is a number that comes from ancient tradition like Taoism in China, and maybe something even older. In those cases, 8 is considered a number with an extreme positive exoteric connotation, and even the million isn't literally a million. It's not 10 to the power of 6. It does sound cooler than a lot. According to Shinto, the kami can answer human prayers, change the course of events, and influence the world around us. But these bazillion kami, what are they? Where are they? When Light Yagami said that he wanted to be the god of a new world, what did he mean? And why do these kami love these 5 yen so much? Heads up, we are gonna simplify the things here, or we never go through this. Long story short, the kami are The spirits that reside in shrines. Animals, birds, plants. Big nature spirit like seas, mountains, and volcanoes. And thanks to this aspect, nature has been respected and cared for millennia. And even human beings. And I don't necessarily mean the diseases. Some believe the Imperial is both kami and human. So Irene, you may be asking, are you telling me that kami are basically everywhere? Yep, exactly, they are. And that's where it makes sense. Shinto's reality is multidimensional, going beyond the visible and invisible world, the earthly realm and the heaven. There are multiple planes layered on the top of each other, lots of other worlds beyond the material one. And Shinto also believes that the barrier between these worlds can be mentally crossed from people with psychic gifts or spiritual gifts. And in this multidimensional reality, we are all playing the same game. But it's like we are playing with different roles and different levels of consciousness. What we have in common is this. The virtues of the kami aren't immutable. They change just like a human being does over the course of their life. However, it doesn't change that everything came from the original kami, who brought the first three creator kami into existence, who in turn brought all the phenomena and everything into the universe to existence, including humans. So, something halfway the Big Bang and many other traditional religions. Everything that exists carries a little spark of the original kami, and this fact has two implications. As human beings, we have the potential to become a kami again. Literally everything carries the spark. Even a plastic comb, it was once soil and still carries it within. That means that everything is not just an object, but implicitly it deserves to be treated with respect. However, maybe we will see that in the future because I'm planning a video on Kami, good and evil. Earlier I said that there are too many implications from us all coming from the original kami, but I lied. There are actually 3 points. But I wanted to save this one because it's pretty interesting and deserves its own discussion. Buckle up. If we carry that little spark inside us, it means that potentially we share the nature of the original kami, and therefore our nature is basically good. Again, I said potentially. I know that right now you're probably thinking to the worst human being possible, or at least someone that really gets your nerves. But Shinto believes that even if we are fallible, because we are fallible, truly evil and corrupted souls are very rare. Everyone else will make up for their mistake even when they are alive or even later. In fact, the journey of growth is believed to go on even after leaving the physical body through all the other dimensions. So yeah, there are some redeemable people out there, but not just among humans. There are also mysterious and malevolent kami. Thinking back to Taoism and all the grand balance of the universe, it makes sense to me. If there's an X force, it must be balanced in some way by an epsilon one. In general, Shinto has the concept of good and evil, or rather of pure and impure. And so there are exorcisms and rituals to ward off evil spirits from places and people. Purification. Purification is a huge deal in Shintoism, especially with water. And if you visit a Shinto shrine, doesn't matter which religion you are or you are not into. The only courtesy you are asked is to purify yourself before entering the sacred area. It's important both for your body and for your spirit. And online you can find tons of video and articles that explain how to do that properly, so maybe I can share some of them in the description. Death, funerals, taboo. Here's another one of my favorite parts. Not because of the topic itself, but because of the unusual approach that we are touching a little bit. The body of the deceased will never be brought into a Shinto shrine. Why? According to Shinto, blood, menstrual blood, death, and funerals are connected to the release of various impurities. The funeral rite can be held at the shrine to help the deceased continue their journey through the dimensions, but the body must not be there. This is different from what happened in Buddhist temples, for example. According to Shinto, death is just a natural part of the circle of life. It's intended like an opportunity to purify yourself and continue your spiritual journey just in a different way, religion or not. Most Japanese people see Shinto as a part of their culture more than a religion. In the early 2000s, it was estimated that only 3% of the Japanese population was a real practitioner. But then, over 70% of the Japanese population visit at least once a year Shinto shrine and Buddhist temple to take part to local activities like festival for the local kami. It's more about community than religion. Honestly, I believe that there is a deep wisdom in a system that is able to evolve over time, that is able to adapt to a changing society. There are numerous Shinto sects because over time they have incorporated beliefs from other cultures. They have incorporated beliefs from Buddhism, from Chinese culture, and even more. But no one is at war with anyone else. The mindset is super simple. What isn't true will lose strength on its own over time. And I have all the respect of the world for something that pushes people to look at something higher than them, to return to, but by reconnecting with themselves, expressing their unique nature positively, and manifesting their spiritual potential. Conclusion. Oh, and I almost forgot, there are these 5 yen here, and they are usually offered at the kami before praying at the shrine. And that's because in Japanese, 5 yen is told go hen, which sounds like honorable connection. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. I loved making this video, but I realized the topic and the length may have been a little bit too much. I hope I kept you company anyway. And if you want me to dive into some specific aspect of Shinto, just write it in the comment. That way you will also give me an excuse to study and keep practicing. And if you feel to share your personal experience with Shinto, please do it. I'd love to hear from you. I'll give you a heads up that I'm already working on something really specific, but I promise it will be so much shorter at that time. See you next Wednesday, but not with a video about Japan. So thank you again and see you soon. Bye! Ciao!